Let's move on to other news now, and today marks the last of the crucial three-day talks between the Financial Action Task Force, or the FATF, and Pakistan's 17-member delegation. Now, the Pakistani delegation tried to defend its performance in front of the FATF review team with a reference to its ongoing compliance efforts on the 27 points of action plan. The plan was provided by the FATF to Pakistan's capital Islamabad to counter money laundering and terror financing charges. The Pakistani delegation was headed by the Minister for Economic Affairs, Hamad Azhar. The defence was put forth based on the country's progress report showcasing its efforts and actions to comply with the FATF list. India has refused to comment on the working of the FATF and termed it a technical matter. The spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs, Ravish Kumar, said that India presumes the FATF will evaluate Pakistan's progress within its own guidelines.
It's a technical body. We are aware that the working and plenary group meeting will take place in Paris starting from 16th of February. We presume that FATF will evaluate the progress made by Pakistan on the basis of a set criteria. Discussions within the body, they are confidential. We always wait for FATF to come up with their own press release before we do react. So I don't think it will be appropriate for me to speculate as to what the decisions would be out of FATF meeting. At the same time, you may recall that at the last plenary meeting in October in Paris, the body had expressed very serious concerns with the overall lack of progress by Pakistan to address its terror financing risks, including serious deficiencies in demonstrating understanding of its transnational terror financing risks emanating from areas under its control. It is now for the members to decide whether Pakistan has fulfilled the commitments which it was asked to do.
And Pakistan is hoping to get enough diplomatic support from other countries so that its name is removed from the grey list of the Financial Action Task Force. Experts believe that Pakistan's new diplomacy plans might provide an extension till September 2020. All right, we're now joined by our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik for the latest on this. And Anas, well, the Pakistan Prime Minister, Foreign Minister reaching out there to the US President Trump and the administration ahead of the FATF meeting in Beijing will the US actually help bail out Pakistan?
Well, absolutely. The Financial Action Task Force three-day meeting, the face-to-face meeting between the Joint Working Group and the Pakistani side has ended today in Beijing after extensive rounds of questions that were hurled towards the Pakistani side. Now, the Pakistani government sources are claiming that the FATF has shown satisfaction on Pakistan's progress on with regards to the implementation of the 27 points it had committed upon. And previously, if we go back to the plenary that took place in October last year, Pakistan was only found compliant of about 5 of the agenda items out of the 27. Now, the Pakistani side says that they have done enough on the rest remaining of the 22 items, but they're expecting, or rather they're hopeful, that the FATF would give them leeway and would recognize at least 10 or 11 of their efforts from the action plan so that they can possibly avoid being blacklisted. Now, the government sources are also claiming that they need to muster up their diplomatic efforts in order to secure about 12 votes so that they can get out of the grey list of the Financial Action Task Force and go to the white list, that is a safer white list. Now, the Pakistani side has also asked US and the EU countries for their support on this matter.
Right, understand. What is the next course of action now from here onwards for Pakistan?
Well, what next is the fact that the Pakistani side had presented its report and they have, quote-unquote, as per the government sources, they have, quote-unquote, successfully defended that. Now, the FATF is to send a questionnaire and their observations to Pakistan. That would be in the first week of February. Pakistani side is expecting that to be here by the 2nd or 3rd of February, and their observations, in view of their observations, Pakistan would be compiling another report which it will be presenting in the plenary meeting that takes place in Paris from the 16th of February in next month in Paris. So Pakistan's fate would be decided there. Pakistani side is hopeful that they would be avoiding the blacklist. Not just that, they're hopeful that they would be getting out of the grey list as well, and they are hopeful that they would be able to attain that safe spot in the white list as well. Now remember, the Financial Action Task Force, this is what the Pakistani government sources are claiming, and we're yet to see an official version from the Financial Action Task Force. Pakistan had committed to implement a 27-pointer action plan in June 2018, which has now the 18 months of that implementation has now ended, and the critical review is to now take place in February. The face-to-face meeting has ended in Beijing, and now the fate of the Pakistani side of Pakistan, whether it continues to remain on the grey list, goes on to the black list, or goes to the white list, will be decided in the next month's plenary meeting.